journey it's been. After sailing over 1,000 miles, we knew we'd have some maintenance and repairs to tackle. But we didn't expect one of those repairs to give us an extra 1 to 1.5 knots of speed. And no, I'm not talking about a clean bottom. We left Fort Pierce 4 weeks ago and took the plunge sailing overnight offshore for the first time. It taught us a ton about our boat and ourselves. We tackled multi-day passages, rode out our first storm at night, and even navigated an inlet after dark. We found ourselves at a new anchorage each night when we weren't out sailing. There were plenty of challenges, plus some amazing highs and lows. What worked? What didn't? We spent the next month sorting it out at Marina in Deltaville. We had just one basic repair to make, so we took the opportunity of being on a dock to upgrade a few things. New lithium batteries, a water maker, a new autopilot, and Starlink satellite internet. Looking back, that one repair should have been addressed much earlier on. Sailing from the mouth of the Chesapeake by the James River for the past 3 hours, and Dave and I cannot believe how flat Chesapeake is. We've got the motor on, the sails up a little, we're going against the current. We had the outgoing current to get out the Norfolk area, and not going to be high tide here till about 3:30. Sorry, low tide. But it is so calm, and those clouds, no rain, very little wind, but beautiful. Crab pots. We made our way north up the Chesapeake towards Deltaville, where we had reserved the slip for the next month. We were in no rush, so we anchored for the night at Trap Shoals. Wind is? What's our wind and angle and speed?
Our wind is only about 9 knots right now, but it's been fluctuating up to 11 knots. We're at 50 degrees, and our speed is 5.2 knots.
We are on the Chesapeake, going up to our Marina in Fishing Bay, and it is a gorgeous day. We have the wind and the Genoa up, and it is just perfect. Entering Fishing Bay is kind of a zigzag, but it's a fantastic place to dock or just drop anchor. Before we set up from Fort Pierce, I had taken our sewing machine to modify our cushions. I should have also used it on the torn sail cover of our Genoa, but it would have meant taking down the sail, and it really didn't look that bad. When we left, it was only a minor flutter, but by the time we arrived in Deltaville, it was a full-on disaster with the threads completely worn out from the clew to the head of the sail. It was flapping constantly like crazy. I do not want to have to undo all this stitching and have more holes in the sail and all this stitching, because the cover looks pretty good. We took down the Genoa and laid it out by the pool using some tables to work on. I cut and sewed on just a few patches, then sewed the cover back in place. I used Tanara thread, so it should withstand the UV rays better than standard thread. What a difference it made, since the sail itself was in excellent condition. That repair helps us pick up a solid 1 to 1.5 knots of speed. As a little reward for all our hard work, we decided to treat ourselves to an inflatable stand-up paddleboard. Honestly, it wasn't much of a splurge since we snagged it at an end-of-the-season sale. We've missed our old boards, but storage space is super tight. Now we can explore places our sailboat can't reach. Gliding over the waves and soaking up the sun is just pure bliss. Even Maui loves to join in on the fun. Good morning! It is Monday, October 9th. We are getting ready to leave. We've been here at Fishing Bay Marina for a month. We got here right before Labor Day weekend. We were here for a month. We went down to Florida for 2 weeks to visit family. We came back. We did a lot of projects. The last ones that we had to do before we left the marina was install the 2 lithium batteries and install the water maker, which I did not think was going to happen. Great job, Dave. And then we had some smaller projects. So since we paid by the week, we left on Friday, and then over the weekend we decided to finish up the project, which was to route the wire for the Starlink. So instead of it just hanging through the window, they drilled a hole underneath the berth and right up through the router. And then we also put on 2 bus bars onto the battery, and that was for the water maker. And now we're ready to go up to Annapolis. We hope to make it to the boat show, and if we can get there, all well and good. If not, we'll just visit Annapolis. But we do have a few anchoring points that we have decided to look at for on the way up to Annapolis. The first one is Sandy Point, which is 18 miles outside of our current anchorage, and the next one is St. Mary's, which is 30 miles. And that's our breakfast right now. We have some sausage going. After a month of grinding away at upgrades at the Marina, we're pumped to hit the water and sail up to Annapolis. Once we get there, we'll haul the boat out to see if there's any damage from our mishap in Beaufort. Click here to see that episode. If you've got any tips for sailing faster, drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to tap the bell so you know when our next adventure drops.